This is the third June in a row Accra has gone under. 12 dead, 8,000 homes gone in an afternoon, 39,000 people stranded. To every family who lost someone this week, we grieve with you. I'm the digital governor of Accra. I'm not a mayor. A claim on a virtual layer of this city on a platform most people have never heard of. And this week, that claim forced the question I can't put down. If we can model a city inside a machine, why do we keep learning its weak point from disaster? The rain nearly quadrupled in 3 years, 85 millimeters in June 2024, 333 this June. It fell 22 of 30 days. The ground never got time to breathe.
There was a building collapse at Adenta, and our rescue team had responded to that incident as we speak. So with this, when we got here...
While the water rose, a factory near Circle caught fire. Rescue crews pulled more than 400 people out by canoe, fighting flames while standing in a flood. Same neighborhoods every year. A resident put it plainly this week, when it rains like this, we know trouble is coming.
It's an act of God that we can't control. But then there's also the engineering and the man-made causes. That is, like I said before, Accra.
After flying over the damage, President Mahama laid out how he wants to end the cycle. Give the man credit. He named the disease, not just the symptom. He put 3 ideas on the table. 1, decongest Accra. Take the pressure off of a city carrying more than 5 million people on infrastructure built for far fewer. He was honest that this is a 20-year job. 2, move major government departments out of the capital. The logic holds. Move the offices and the jobs follow. Move the jobs and the people follow. Housing, markets, banks, shops grow around the new center, and the old one finally gets room to breathe. 3, build a new city outside Accra. Roads, water, power, land you can actually buy and build on, so that not every Ghanaian dream has to squeeze into the same floodplain. Now, I've heard versions of this plan before. In the early 2000s, there was talk of moving the capital to Dodowa. An airport site was drawn, a site was chosen. Then the talks faded, and the water kept coming. That is the trap. A 20-year plan has to survive an election every 4 years. Governments change. Priorities change. A plan gets inherited by people who did not draw it and do not love it. That is not a knock on any one leader. It is the nature of the thing. So my question is not whether this is a good plan. It is a good plan. My question is, what survives after the handover? What outlives the government that started it? I think the answer is a model. A living map of the city that any government can pick up and no election can erase. A digital twin is a living copy of a real place built inside a computer, not a photo and not a flat map. A working model you feed with real information, rainfall, elevation, where the drains run, where the people are. Then you can ask it questions before reality asks them for you. You can pour a virtual storm onto a virtual city and watch where the water goes. Which streets flood first, which clinic gets cut off, which drain cleared this month would save the markets next month. This already exists elsewhere. Singapore builds a full 3-dimensional twin of the entire country and uses it for flood planning and city design. New South Wales ran a twin that simulates floods and bushfires before they happen. Boston uses one to test whether a new building breaks the rules before a single brick is laid. Cities in Iowa and Texas model exactly which roads go under and which routes an ambulance can still use. Now, researchers who studied dozens of these projects found something worth sitting with. Almost all of them are in rich countries. The global south, our part of the world, is barely on the map. The cities that flood the hardest have the fewest living models of themselves. The tools exist, they just were not built for us or here. And Accra is not starting from zero. Ghanaian researchers have been doing this work quietly for years. There are elevation models of the Odo Basin. One study using a detailed terrain data found more than 5,000 low points where water collects. and marked 163 spots where roads become impassable in a flood. We have flood maps, we have evacuation site studies, we have the science. What we don't have is a single living model that pulls it together and stays awake. The knowledge is real, it is scattered, sitting in papers and pilot projects, not running the city. That is the gap. Not knowledge, but assembly. So let me bring this to my own claim, what it is and what it's not. I hold a digital governorship of Accra on a platform called FMEDA. I own a digital claim to a piece of this city in a virtual layer of the map. Some of you are already asking the fair question, what does a virtual land have to do with a flood? Now, I'm not going to stand here and pretend an NFT drained a single street this week. That would be an insult to the people who lost everything. Here's where I actually stand. Today, a digital parcel is a claim. Tomorrow, it could be a canvas. There's a long distance between owning a pin on a virtual map and running a working model of a real city. And I will not close that distance with hype. I also will not pretend it cannot be crossed. Now, think about what a digital twin of Accra would actually need. Someone to care about the model when there is no election, no budget cycle, no crisis on the news. A long-term custodian, a governor in the older sense of that word. Someone whose whole reason for existing is to keep the map of the city alive and honest. That is the bridge I care about, not the speculation, the stewardship. A real twin, that's three things this city needs. One is planning. Before you approve a single building in the new growth center, you flood it in the model first. If the virtual city drowns, you move the plan, not the people. The mistake happens in the machine where it is free instead of on the ground where it costs lives. 2. Waste. Our drains do not fail because we lack engineers. They fail because they are choked with plastics. A twin can track every major drain, flag the ones filling up, and turn a block channel into a work order before it becomes a flood. Waste management stops being a moral lecture and becomes a map with red dots on it. 3 is ground truth. This one belongs to the people. A twin is only as honest as the data feeding it. And the best sensors in Accra are not machines. They are the woman at Kaneshi who knows exactly which corner floods first. The trotro driver who knows which road goes under. Give people a way to report a block drain from their phone and the city starts to see itself through its own resident's eye. That idea has an old name here, Inobwa. Neighbors pooling their effort for a harvest none could bring in alone. A city that maps itself is Inobwa with a satellite. Now widen the lens because this is where the thesis lives. Who is going to own the model of Accra? Because someone will. The living map of an African mega city is going to get built. The only questions are who builds it, who controls it, and who profits from it. If we wait, a foreign firm will fly in, scan our city with their satellites, sell the model back to our own government, and hold the keys. We will rent access to the map of our own home. We have seen this movie before. In 1884, foreign powers sat in Berlin and drew lines across a continent none of them lived on. They owned the map. We lived on the ground. I refuse to watch that happen again in the digital layer. This is why I keep talking about digital territory, not as a get-rich scheme, as a form of sovereignty. If diaspora capital and Ghanaian talent claim and build the digital layer of our own cities now, before the institutions arrive, then when the twin gets built, it belongs to us. The governor of Accra should be Ghanaian, on the ground and in the machine. This connects to money in a way that touches real families. Right now, when the flood comes, the poor absorb the whole shock. Less than 5% of disaster losses in developing countries are insured. In rich countries, it is about 50. Ghana's government is already changing that, building the country's first flood insurance for Accra with the UNDP, the Ministry of Finance, and the National Disaster Management Organization. Insurance that pays out automatically the moment rainfall crosses a set line. No waiting for the damage assessment. But automatic payouts need a trusted measure of what happened and where. A living model of the city is that trusted measure. The map is not just for planning. The map is what tells the fund where to send help, fast. A digital twin is not a gadget. It is planning and waste and warning and even recovery money, all resting on one honest model that we own.
An aerial tour of Accra to inspect the flooded areas. Unfortunately, the flooding has been very extensive today for several reasons. One, the recorded rainfall today is one of the highest in several years.
The president is right that we must stop behaving like the vulture in the proverb, always promising to fix the roof once the rain stops, then forgetting the moment the sun returns. I want to add something to that. Sankofa, go back and fetch what we forgot. What we forgot is simple. The land remembers. A river remembers where it flowed long before we poured concrete over it. The water is not confused. It is coming home. We cannot argue with the water, but we can build a model honest enough to see it coming. A map that outlives governments, a map we own, a map fed by the people who live on the ground. Are you called to every rescuer, every neighbor, every hand that reached into the water this week? I am the governor of Digital Accra, and this is the new Scramble. I'll see you on the next one.